My name is Tim Hatley and I am the production designer of Timon of Athens. A production designer is responsible for the whole look of a production, which includes the scenery, the costumes and the props. You tend to focus on the set first. You could zoom in on the space. It takes place for the first half in interiors. So we're going from one interior to another interior. Some of the scenes are extremely short. So what we have is a wall, and the wall actually straddles the revolve, which is in the show floor here. So we're able to bring furniture in on the revolve as it comes around. So one set of furniture can come in here, and the other set, the fit furniture on its way out, goes around that way. This framing device is used for all of the locations, and the idea is it's a picture frame, but it also can become a window frame. Then we fly in photographic images of skyscrapers, and in this case it's Canary Wharf. What we do in the interval is we actually, for half of the revolve, we actually change the floor so that it's got this broken quality to it, and we remove some sections of the concrete tiles, and that exposes earth and more moss.
Well, my name's Di and I'm the production manager on Timon of Athens.
And I'm Kate, I'm the deputy production manager.
As soon as there's something for the designer to show us, we step in and work with them to make sure that they are working towards a design that's going to work within the resources that we have available. We're having to do major refurbishment work on the grid above the stage. So all the facilities for flying scenery are largely out of action on Timon of Athens, and we have a huge wall that has to fly. So my colleagues in automation have had to introduce a secondary system to lift everything up and down, which has been quite a difficult process.
All the guys are in suits, ladies are all looking good, and they'll be wearing dresses with jackets, but very contemporary and very high-end.
In a fitting, you never quite know what's going to fit, what's going to look good on that particular body shape. So the more options that we have, the more successful the fitting will be, and the more successful the ultimate costume will be too. So we'll definitely sort of look at any of the costumes, suits particularly, on each of the actors, and sort of custom tailor them here. And here at the National, they've got a great department, costume department, with lots of makers and seamstresses.
My name's Kerry McDevitt and I'm stage manager for Timon of Athens. Stage manager has a team of stage management, and we basically run a rehearsal period and work very closely with the director. We mark out a set with coloured tapes in the rehearsal room. We've got lots of furniture in this production. We've got three large table scenes with banquets on. I will be running the show from the stage side, so I will be making sure that all the scenery is coming in at the right point, especially with this production because we're using a revolve. There are a few revolve turns where we have to set furniture on a moving revolve. So while a scene is happening and the revolve is turning around, we are setting from upstage, so you can't be seen. We're setting furniture as it's turning around.
My name's Lizzie, I'm the prop supervisor. So I oversee all the props and furniture that are on stage, whether it's buying them or sourcing them or having them made or finding them. In the banquet, we've got 20 people that will sit around the table eventually. We're in Timon's house, and it's set in a nice home in London. And he's got a beautiful antique table and chairs. So everything's got to look expensive and rich, but it can't physically be, you know, antique furniture. And we're building the table from scratch in our prop workshop here because it's got to fit through a doorway on a revolve, so it has to be quite narrow. We bought the chairs off a manufacturer who just supplies the frames, basically, so they're a completely raw wood finish. Then you'd stain the wood to the right colour, so we did lots of different samples for Tim to choose, and he went with quite a dark brown finish, dark brown wood. And then we stained it, and then we varnish it to get the right sort of shine on the chair. We are making poo. We have a second banquet scene. I won't reveal too much about it, but we're having to make feces for that particular scene. We've got to consider, obviously, the look of it and the consistency of it. But the biggest thing we have to consider is that the costumes, because everybody will be in very nice modern day suits. There's an issue with something that's brown going on wool suits, which they are in this case, and shirts. Cotton shirts, so and whether it'll stain. So I went to the supermarket yesterday and I bought some oats, and I bought some cocoa powder, and I bought some baby detergent. It will then go to costume and they'll put it on a suit, smear it on a suit, and then try and get it out. And obviously, if it leaves brown stains, then we can't have that because, you know, we can't replace the suit every night.
So we've seen it go through so many different stages in Tim and Nick's heads that when it's actually on stage and you get to that first preview, it's really rewarding to see it all kind of come together and everything work.
It's a strange job in that you, like I said at the beginning, you start off on your own with a pencil, and in my case a very large rubber, and a sketchbook, and you draw and you come up with ideas, and it's very insular. It's a sort of quite a private thing. You come up with those ideas, and then you start to share it with one person, the director, and then it all slowly becomes more public. And by the end of it, you're showing the work to an entire building and beyond.